Motor vehicle safety has been one of the century's biggest concerns. However, an evidence-based program created in the mid-1990s became one of the biggest turning points to reduce car crashes. Graduate driver licensing programs are designed to provide new drivers with driving experience and skills gradually over time in low-risk environments. The first GDL program originated in New Zealand in 1987, where nighttime and passenger restrictions were already incorporated from the beginning. Whereas in the United States, we were just discovering the problem we had with young drivers, ranging from unlicensed drivers, risky driving, DUI, and a lack of formal driver's ed. All states began to incorporate GDL programs in 1996, and after 1 year, it led to a 15% decrease in overall teen car crashes. Since then, only 41 states have enacted all core features of GDL programs, which I will cover later, and there has been surprising lack of amendments as technology in vehicles have been improving. GDL programs target 15 to 19-year-old drivers, as almost 2,000 teenagers die every year from motor-related crashes, and almost 221,000 teens are admitted to the emergency. This makes up 11% of young drivers in that age bracket, and it's increasingly daily. The main goal of the program is to reduce teenage car crashes. To do so, they have constructed core features including permit acquisition at no younger than 16 years of age, passenger restrictions during the permit stage, holding a learner's permit for 9 to 12 months with no infractions, nighttime restrictions after 10 p.m. in some states recommending as early as 8 p.m., and requiring a minimum number of practice hours with a supervisor. In this presentation, I will be outlining the basics of the program, the components that make this program so successful, and how we can educate the public about the program. Nowadays, it's almost impossible to avoid technology. Teenagers are influenced by media and games featuring risky driving and other discriminating driving behaviors. But the most dangerous of all are cell phones, where they have enacted cell phone and texting laws to ban use of them whilst operating vehicles. Another influencer is money. This could be the make or break between a safe vehicle and a driving bomb. It is important to ensure everyone is driving a safe vehicle, and a lot of newer vehicles have anti-crash programs. Another is the affordability of insurance. A lot of teens are deterred from it primarily due to the costs. Lack of proper education from parents can also lead to teens to deter from laws and driver protection programs. Peers play a big role and often influence negative behavior, such as drinking and driving, and using cell phones and also headphones. Furthermore, the program restricts passengers under the age of 20 to accompany these young drivers, primarily due to negative influences and inexperience. Finally, time. Teenagers want the accessibility to do things when they want, and with the lack of restrictions in the program, a lot of it is dependent on exposure to diverse driving experiences in a safe environment. This program restricts drivers at nighttime, but also requires them to drive supervised for an allotted amount of time. All these influences impact teens and the program. In today's age, we need to embrace the technology that consumes the lives of young drivers. Young drivers also want to bring their friends to the movies because it's cool to drive at such a young age. The program has restricted minor passengers primarily due to risk factors associated with them. Furthermore, teens want to drive at night to hang out with their friends. So some states' GDL programs have taken this into account by having the night restrictions starting at 10 p.m. Developers of the program have incorporated these diverse perspectives from teens by making each state different depending on the behaviors and necessities of the community surrounding them. This evidence-based program addressed public health concerns of the community by ensuring the safety of all road users and ensuring a decrease in teen car-related deaths and crashes. This program allowed for drivers ed courses to be improved, and instilling these core features of GDL programs led to a decrease in teen crashes after 1 year and continue to show so in all states. Some of the key developmental players in this program include Professor Patricia Waller, who was the first to investigate how GDL programs can impact U.S. drivers and lead to a reduction in teen car crashes. Medical and health professionals and organizations like herself and the institutions above have contributed enormously to the growth in this program. By combining and coordinating program interventions in different states, the following players have helped to rocket this program into its full fruition. DMV and driver's ed programs that include the GDL laws into the rigorous driving obtaining process. Law enforcement officials to ensure the safety of members in the community and voicing the need for these changes, as well as the support from parents, from recommending this program as a safe and educational program. Some of the stakeholders that are impacted by this program are other road users. This program ensures the safety of teens but also other drivers as drivers gain experience at a steady and predictable rate. Technology and automobile companies are affected mainly since they must create safer cars based upon crash results and human behavior such as texting and driving. Finally, motor insurance companies. These are sometimes regarded as the devil of the industry. They also have an obligation to provide safety to all vehicle users. Recently, they have made an impact by making insurances cheaper for those users with extra security measures in their vehicles to ensure this reduction in teen car crashes. Some of the community resources that are necessary for the success of this program include budget allocations from cities and local governments and need to continue to be a priority. Vehicle donations from motor companies with the latest safety features will ensure that learning in a technology-driven world is possible and not distracting if used properly. Law enforcement and instructors are community resources as they establish the tips and guidance necessary for young drivers to access and behave in the safest environment possible. Researchers will help to ensure that the programs are not in decline and that changes are made to provide the optimal program for a state and by using features from other programs. This program is funded by 4 different categories: federal, state, local, and companies. This program is primarily funded from federal and state grant fund opportunities and state budget allocations to transport and safety programs. In some states, law enforcement programs such as DARE are incorporating driving practices in the program to demonstrate and explain the consequences of risky driving and the impact it has on the community and families. As previously stated, auto and tech companies are another avenue for funding, as they may want to research how their technological advances have impacted teen car crashes and safety protocols. Will teenagers actually follow the law? This is a question that has long gone unanswered and wondered if this program will lead to a reduction in teen crashes. They found that 80% of parents believe their teens will follow the law after being introduced to these courses. However, a shocking 56% of their teens say that they may follow their law. This shows the concern that these teenagers are not being communicated to properly, leading them to ignore and worse consequences, breaking the law entirely. This article observed how this program was ineffective in reducing teen crashes, primarily due to the influence of the parent and their driving behaviors. This brings up many of the ethical concerns with this program. Another alternative possibility is that GDL programs are inefficient means of reducing young drivers' risk because they target all teenagers, and teenage drivers training, supervision by parents or other nearby adults may add to rather than reduce risks in that problematic fraction. As shown from the last slide, researchers are finding evidence against these programs leading to conflicting views and sometimes research that loses track of the main goal, reducing teen car crashes instead of debunking research. Teenagers are the number one audience stopping the progression of this program. They are set in their ways and used to the availability of tools, and a car is essential in reaching those limits. Parents are another obstacle to this program because some families are more lenient to their children to just go to the store and back without any experience. This lack of discipline is a factor in the number of teen car crashes. Similar goes for rural communities and especially farmers. Currently, GDL program officers are stubborn in wanting to change the program, and due to the lack in funding, these programs do not want to expand or change their programs accordingly. Congress members, dominantly Republicans, do not believe this issue needs to be addressed or funded, as there are better causes to fund than teenager driving courses. The demographic impact for this program can be classified into three different categories: economic, social, and political. It costs the government $34 billion in car crashes annually, and $25 billion is due to teenage-related crashes. This economic impact could be used to fund the programs to save lives and auto companies to build safer roadways and vehicles. Some of the social factors that impact the program include insurance companies, which have been marketing for teenagers to be prudent drivers and promoting GDL programs by addressing heartfelt messages such as the image on the right. Going too fast just once is one risk too many. Or other graphics, such as the one below, addressing the impact the number of passengers make on the driver and cause for crashes. This being a more quantitative image impacts teenagers by being able to see the facts. And finally, politically, the safety of children should be the concern of our government in making a safer environment for them. By funding these programs and instating these programs in the federal and state laws, it makes sure that all the mandatory levels are met for these programs and safety. This program needs to be marketed to teenagers and parents. These are the two audiences that will be benefiting from this program. Teenagers are the target of this program, so we need to make it appealing for them. This will include the implementation of new cars in driver's ed courses and educating them on the safe use of technology and how the incorporation of it can benefit all road users. I think that during these stages of learning, like Fitbit challenges, incorporating achievements will motivate teenagers to use and compete against peers to be the best drivers possible and staying under the speed limit. Parents need to feel that these programs are effective in protecting the safety of their children. I believe that with this achievement technology of staying under the speed limit the most, for example, will allow for parents to monitor the activity of their children. Furthermore, this program can be widely used all across the globe. In conclusion, the current success of the program has shown that with the implementation in all states, we can see a dramatic reduction in teen car crash rates nationally, proving that we need to monitor this program and continue to improve it. Some of the short-term effects with this program will allow to see how small changes in the program will lead to a continued decrease in crash rates. However, the need to incorporate technology for safety and education is essential for this program to continue to thrive. Furthermore, monitoring teen behaviors and responses to new laws will be difficult and will often lead us to need to entice them into the program. Some of the long-term effects of this program has ensured that the prolonged safety to all roadway users and that this program is easily replicated globally. With budget allocations and proper marketing techniques, this program can be implemented in every community. The constant need to research the progress of this program is cost-effective and long, So to implement proper changes, we must ensure constant and multidisciplinary research. Finally, the introduction of self-driving vehicles will be a huge obstacle ahead and benefit this program we will need to address as we gain better understanding of it. Thank you.